Okay. You're up.
Okay,
Sandra.
welcome to the City of Sandy Oaks Animal Control Advisory Committee meeting. Notice is hereby given that the meeting of the City of Sandy Oaks Animal Control Advisory Committee will be held on Monday, August 5th, tonight, at 6:30 p.m. at Sandy Oaks City Hall, located at 4451 Hickory Haven, Sandy Oaks, Texas 78112, for the purpose of considering the agenda items. Do we need a quorum call?
Yes. Usually just go around the table and let people say out their name.
Good.
Go ahead.
He doesn't. He's not on the committee.
Juliet Ramirez.
Lynette Fetterspill.
I'm CJ Walker,
Yeah.
Melissa Strange.
Laura Coates.
Okay.
and we have three guests with us tonight.
Sandra Latson.
Sandra,
Megan Stevens.
Megan, and Dr. Bowman. Okay. All right, so shall we do the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. And number 3 is discuss and/or possible action on updates for scheduling a date for the mobile vet clinic/pet event day to include resource information. And this is where I was going to include Dr. Bowman.
Yeah. If you guys
and
want to
Megan.
speak first and tell us about your coming out here to set up for us, that would be totally awesome. That way you don't have to stay for the whole thing. So go ahead.
Well, I do have a full-service clinic in China Grove, but on Saturdays we do a mobile service where we set up in different locations around our area and expanding out a little bit to provide wellness services to community animals, to get low-cost vaccinations, heartworm testing and preventatives, flea and tick preventatives, microchipping, and any nail trimming, and any small exam things. Nothing that's going to require a lot of
Diagnostics.
right, but just a quick look at some skin or eyes or
Right.
ears. And we have a small amount of medications, but mostly our point is to get them vaccinated.
Right.
And at that time, we also hand out information for low-cost spay-neuter, educate them on treating certain issues that they might be dealing with, and basically just provide a little bit of communication with people that may or may not ordinarily go to the vet.
Right. That's something that we struggle with out here. So that would be perfect. Perfect. So, and as far as y'all's schedule, what's
Yes,
your availability?
Megan and I were looking at, we think the best date to fit this location in would be September 28th, in the time frame of 12:30 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
And what do we need to provide for you?
We provide canopies and our whole setup. We don't need electricity. We don't really need anything. We go to different locations and have our complete setup.
So
All we need is
outside's
some
okay?
space. Yes,
Oh, yeah,
outside.
okay.
We just need a space.
Where we
Oh,
sit.
we've got that.
And parking area.
I mean, we
for
can
the
either do
people.
it at the park, or, I mean, we do Dollar General at different locations, so that seems to be a popular place where we can get the word out, because that's our biggest thing, is we need a way to get the word out to the citizens so they will show up, because otherwise it's not helping
You know, it
anybody.
needs to be fruitful for you guys
Yeah.
to come spend your afternoon. Absolutely. Okay. I know this date we have to run it by the rest of the city council for approval of that. But as far as like advertising and setting up to make sure that there's people here, I'll handle that. I mean, that's,
Great.
you don't have to
That's
worry
our
about that.
only
I just need you to
hurdle.
come and talk to the people. That's what we need.
Yep.
Yeah.
And definitely bring flyers of your location. And
Yeah,
they want
this is our,
follow-up and stuff.
so she does low cost spay and neuter at the clinic, and these are like the prices.
We hand those out to
We
everybody.
hand those out to everyone.
Okay. Perfect.
Also, contact for our clinic if they need medical care. And then that flyer that's going around, we usually put that out in locations prior to coming so that people can get a little flyer with information. So if there's a way that we can, a place
If you
that
can
we
get us
put
some,
them-
we can put them at the, as you came this way at the corner at like Mathis and 281 right here. That's a huge resource for people. The Valero and the Dollar
Okay.
General, and
Yeah.
there's
And also,
some shops back
maybe here
there.
on the table
And we can put some here. Look,
We
we
can
have
keep some and
Yeah.
We also
have some with
sometimes will put some large banners out
Yeah.
close to where we're gonna be, so that people
Whatever
kinda know.
you can give us for us to put out ahead of time, we will put it out for you.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
once that date gets approved, just let me know and I can make a time to come out here to drop off flyers and
Yeah,
stuff.
you can leave them with Catherine and we can,
Okay.
we'll put 'em-
Distribute.
oh yeah, we'll take care of it. That's
Okay.
great. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, because it's very needed. We're having a hard time with finding anybody with any open schedule to come out here.
Yeah.
Especially a vet.
Yes.
Does the same vet deal with the Feral Cat Coalition as well?
I mean, we don't have a partnership with them, but
She'll, do you spay feral cats?
yes.
She will.
You do? Okay.
But as far as like getting the discount and going through the Feral Cat Coalition, it's not the same thing.
Okay.
But just the fact that she'll spay a feral cat is a bonus because not a lot of
Right.
vets will do that.
Because the closest one here is the Brook City base, and that's still a pretty good trek.
Yeah. Well, it's probably around the same.
It's close to the same, yeah.
This is the price sheet
Yeah.
for the spay and neuter.
Yeah. I think we're good on that. So that was more of a, do y'all have any questions? No? No? I don't think, I don't think we have to vote on that. It was more of a discuss, don't you think?
It's more of a discuss.
Okay.
Put the date forward.
Right.
Make a formal recommendation to me to put the date forward to the city council.
I make a motion that we put forth September 28th from 12:30 to 2 to be put in front of the city council for approval.
I second.
12:30 or 12?
12:30.
12:30 to 2?
That will be our second location for that Saturday after another one.
Did we want to do extra time for passing out the city information on the?
Well, that's just for her to be there. But like, say we want to start our event at 11. That's just for Dr. Bowman to come with her staff.
Okay.
That's when she's available.
We need to also come up with, if we can do September 28th, we need to have dates or
Right.
times.
We have to approve.
For us,
Right.
for the whole community.
Right. Well, let's see if the council will approve that, and then we can
Go
do
from
ours.
there.
It'll
Okay.
have to be on the agenda for the next time. Too, after the city council approves the September 28th date for her to come.
Okay. So we need to include it next week, or, yeah,
The next,
whatever.
Do you know when you would know? Because we have to do
The
the
end of this
plan.
week.
Okay.
Oh, wait a
No.
minute.
Oh, no, because we're on a, when's the next city council meeting?
It's Thursday, but Catherine,
22nd,
Oh, are we
so.
too?
Oh, we're too late for the agenda?
is there any animal control on the agenda?
Yeah, because I had nothing.
And then just post, I can't.
Do we have to get that approved by the city council for our pet event date?
Park use, that would be
For-
park committee, wouldn't it?
You can always use the sauce property.
That's what Mickey had wanted to do, was use the Saws property, or,
It's still city property,
yeah.
but it's not going to. I can ask Nikki. I mean, we can't get it on this Thursday anyway, so you can make the motion, and if we don't have it, then we don't. If we don't have to pass it by council, then we just won't pass it by council.
There we
Okay.
go.
But, because you're talking late September?
Uh-huh.
September
Last
28th.
Saturday.
They just want to get it, reserve the date for us.
And the next one is on the 22nd of August, so.
I think we already have an event date approved. I think
So,
we'll know something by tomorrow.
Okay.
What we have to have to approve, and I'll get her to
I
call
mean, I
you.
don't think the date's gonna be.
I don't think so, but we just have to make sure.
Okay.
Do you need
Okay.
Megan's info? To,
She has my email and phone number, I believe. But email for sure,
Yeah,
because we've been emailing. And then Chris has my email as well.
Sweet.
Did you get a chance to see that? Okay, good.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming out.
Really appreciate it, more than you know.
Megan, what's your last name?
Stevens with a V.
And you two work at, China Grove?
I manage Healthy Pet, which is the mobile, but yes, we're a division of China Grove Veterinary
Oh.
Clinic.
Okay. Got it. Awesome. Very cool.
I don't think your email came with a phone number. So if I can have it.
Yeah. Thanks.
No problem.
Were we ready to go on to the next one? Okay. Discuss and/or possible action on information
Yeah,
collected.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome to stay if you want.
Yeah, if you want to stay, you can, but
You don't have to, though.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Discuss and/or possible action on information collected by Alderman Tomasini during his meeting with Chief Henry Dominguez from Atascosa County Animal Control. This was a surprise meeting for some of us. He did invite me. He did invite you. You didn't get the information on time, apparently, because there's an email.
Yeah.
So, I thanked Mr. Tomasini profusely because he's acting on his private stead to do this and collected information.
Awesome.
So, whether we use the information or not, it's up to the committee.
Okay.
I'll just brief over it.
Okay.
When I say he, I mean Mr. Dominguez, recommended high water pressure cleaning not be used in our shelter. Most of this is shelter stuff. He recommended the adopting procedure rules and requirements be made as simple as possible, and that high adoption fees and rigorous adoption regulations will reduce the adoptions. His agency only requires the fee, spay and neuter, and the rabies shot. His shelter also uses a voucher when an owner claims a dog and when the dog is adopted. The person adopting or reclaiming the dog will pay the fees for the rabies shot, the spay and neuter, and the small extra amount. The owner or adopting family will then take the voucher to the veterinarian accepting the voucher, and the veterinarian will then give the animal the shot, spay and neuter. Breeding ordinance, that's a city council issue. Septic tank, that's city council stuff. Here was one that might be helpful. I'm going to ask a question of the people on the committee and want to be involved. Is, does this, and I was told I could ask this under here, does this committee want to morph into what becomes the facility, animal control facility board? The issue with that is that there are certain requirements as to who is actually on the board and participating and what the voting is. And you have to go according to Texas state law as far as codes. And if we're going to be a no-kill shelter, we want to definitely meet those requirements because we're going to get feedback from a lot of people. So the question is, do we want to do that? Do I put that forward to the board that the members that are here would like to be considered for the shelter board? But I need to know who. There's a minimum of 4 people required. One is a veterinarian, one is the animal control officer, one is somebody representing the city council. And I've forgotten who the other one is. Do you know?
The judge? It might be the judge. But that's just for Axel's County.
Yeah, I don't remember who the other one was, but there was another party. Oh, and it also could include people who were actually helping with the adoption program or the running of the shelter. That was it. It was the director of the shelter. Could also be on it. So the question is, what the voting members, what do you think?
So that'll put us to where we control the shelter and how the shelter's ran.
To a certain extent, it has to meet
it would have input.
It has to meet the state laws
Right.
requirements, and it also has to meet the city council guidelines. And so it has to go through both.
Okay.
The other thing about the board, as opposed to the rescue fostering program is the board only actually needs to meet 3 times a year. It can meet more than that, but it really only needs to meet 3 times a year. And it's really only checking to make sure the right reporting has been done, you know,
It's not a super hands-on.
Right.
No,
thing.
It's,
And is there someone to help us learn the process?
yeah, it's
Or-
not so bad. We can get, I know of 2 people who would be involved. One would be the gentleman from Atascosa.
Okay. I'm for it if I'll be trained and learning the process.
Yeah, as long as we know what we're doing.
Yep.
Well, we're all right there, because I mean, we're just starting up, so everybody's gonna learn.
Everybody's
Right.
gonna learn at the same time, so that was the question, because I know you guys, I know some of you guys work full-time and are doing this in addition, so I don't know what your timelines are like.
Yeah.
It's something that we need to put forth because the shelter, do we have a date on when the shelter is being delivered yet? Catherine?
Oh, actually, yeah, I emailed
Oh, Chris.
Murph today, and he said he will contact me as soon as he has the information from up north, Texas,
Okay.
that has it stored. He's gonna be in contact with me, though, me or Catherine, so,
Was the sewer and stuff taken care of already?
not yet, no.
Okay.
So, but we have a slab that's cleared off, and we can put the facility on there, and then we'll walk around it.
Cool. Okay. So that
Where
gives
is
us a
it?
couple more weeks.
Where is this shelter supposed to be located at?
The former South property up north,
It's off a Priest.
yeah, it's off of Priest. You know where the Valero's at?
Yeah,
You know where the vacant lot is to the
Yeah.
right? It's right there.
okay. So it's gonna be at the,
You can't really see it from
At the front.
Woodward Pass, but
Yeah.
you go on Priest and.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, so the rest of the information was basically regarding the shelter itself and how to set it up and, you know, who needs to come in and assist, what supplies we might need, volunteers, things like that, which we could hold off on until an actual
Yeah, if you
board
could,
meeting.
yeah, if you could make me a copy of that, I'm interested
Yeah.
in
I can send copies to everybody.
comparing
Or just
what
one.
he said and then what we're faced with in our community.
Well, he
Right.
says once we actually start up the facility, where it's gonna be a 24-hour thing. Not 24 hour, but a 7-day thing.
Yeah,
So
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's gonna be there.
No, yeah, did you not know that?
Well, no, I'm saying because it's only me, but we're gonna need volunteers.
That's why I
We're gonna
proposed
need
to hire
volunteers.
another person when Alderman Thomasini was here because I don't know how is Gus gonna do it?
And Chris, you know we've never left you alone. Don't look, don't.
Yeah, I don't know what you're looking at.
We'd need volunteers at the
Yeah,
shelter.
no, it's a huge
whole
thing.
right.
But that can be something that's discussed. Maybe we need to do a preliminary discussion with city council on the 22nd about actually forming the shelter board.
And, I mean, okay, you wanna do it 7 days out of the week?
Well, we have to.
If there's animals there, we have to.
Well, yeah, but we don't have, I mean, being honest, okay, there's somebody has to be there 27, but it doesn't need to be, we could take 1 day off, but people being there not intaking. You know, what, like,
Kind of a rotation.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't
You see what I'm saying?
intake, we're not intaking animals and we're only picking up animals if Chris picks them up. We're not, nobody is surrendering animals
Right.
to us.
Okay.
This is just a holding facility for animals that we take in here, that Chris picks up.
For right
It's
now.
not,
For
no,
strays and
that's
such.
how it's gonna be. We're not ever gonna be an intake facility. Because it's a
We're
very,
small, and we have a large population of dogs out here, so.
Yeah.
it's a move them in and move them out.
Okay,
It's not ever gonna be like Janice is at Helotes.
right.
No.
Right.
There, it's a certain number of, and we don't even have room for cats. This is just for dogs.
Wow.
So it's a certain number of dogs, and then when that's full, you know, we have to work on the rest of that. What happens, you know, rescue placement and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We're not intaking. Like, you don't want
Okay.
your dog today, you can bring it over. No.
Right,
That's
so do
part
we
of our
have like
next-
information, we're gonna set up information where people can take their dogs to like?
That's what we're gonna discuss in number 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're kind of skipping ahead, but yeah, we'll catch you up with all that. That's why we put number 5 on there, so we can tell you what the grand scheme of the plan is.
Okay.
Right. So basically, the rest of the information really pertains to the shelter itself. I wanted to just get the buy-in as to whether this committee wanted that put on the agenda for August 22nd for city council, because they have to actually form the board. They have to actually form the shelter board. And then I can state, that other than the required people that have to be in attendance by state law, the existing Acac committee, Animal Control Advisory Committee is interested in participating.
Okay.
And go from there. Yeah. Okay. I had nothing else. You got some feedback. Did you have anything to share from Mr. Menendez? He had excellent ideas, but a lot of them have to do with the shelter, the running of the shelter itself, not necessarily this meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
No? Then, number 5.
Number 5. Discuss and/or possible action on the advisory council's goals, mission, and expectations to include a question and answer opportunity for the benefit of new members. Okay, ladies, we'll take your questions first, and then it'll be easier that way I don't repeat myself. So you tell me what you're thinking and what questions you have, and we will answer them.
Okay, so you said this was gonna be just in, basically just a pound. So it's not gonna be a place where somebody can go in and adopt a dog.
No, they can.
Yeah, they
They
could
can't-
adopt, but they can't bring in a dog and drop it
And
off,
surrender.
say, I'm surrendering my dog.
Yeah, they can do
They
that.
can't do that.
Okay. So if we have animals that are less than the age to be adopted, can we have fosters for those puppies? And then once that puppy becomes that age, it goes into the,
System.
Probably not go to the facility. That's not ideal because it's going to be so small. So if we pick up any animals that that need to be fostered, they will go. We'll have to find a foster for them, or an immediate rescue placement. That's how we've been handling it right now, because we have no fosters. Us sitting here at this table, that's it.
yeah.
And Catherine and Gus has a dog. There's really is nobody.
Oh, wow.
So, and we've Mickey's been trying to get new people, and that's part of our pet event day, is so we can recruit people
To be fosters.
to be fosters and help them understand that we want to make a difference in the community. And us having that facility at the Saws property is going to help us hold animals there so we don't have to pay for boarding. And Chris has a place to put them until they can get vetted, or I can find rescue placement for them, or however we handled it. Just depends on what comes in.
Chris, can you let the ladies know size-wise what we're looking at as far as what our shelter?
Yeah, that's
Will
what
be-
I
How many kennels are?
It's 8. It's a 12 by 32,
So 8 kennels.
and inside it's a 4 by 4.
I didn't bring
So
that.
it's kind of like. Catherine, can I have a drawing of the, or not the drawing, but the.
Yeah, I thought I gave you a little. Did I not leave it on your desk?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just trying to
So
remember.
basically you walk in and there's 4 kennels on this side and 4 kennels on that side?
No, they're all on one side, and then there's an aisle going on one outside. There's a tub, a sink tub, kind of, at the end, and then there's one at the end where the sink is at, that's closed off. It has a solid partition between it. So if we have to quarantine a dog, we can just quarantine them in there. No contact.
Yeah.
It's like a single wide, then you got a 3-foot wide aisle, and then you've got kennel. You got a sink down at the very end.
They have guillotine doors. They have rotating bowls, so you can get them if they're aggressive or anything like
Oh,
that.
cool.
And they're, 4 feet inside and 4 feet
4 by
outside?
4,
4 by 4,
and then
4 by
3.
6.
I think it's a 3 by 4 on the outside.
on the outside.
For a little dog run. And for a dog run, do we have an area outside for them to be,
We can make one. We have plenty of fence.
yeah,
We can just make one.
because
Because we need, I mean, if we're gonna adopt them out or, whatever,
Yeah,
we
they
need
their
to find,
space, yeah.
yeah, we need a space for them to run, but also find out if they're,
dog
Yeah.
compatible,
And
yeah.
if,
a meet and
and if they're
Yeah,
small
right.
enough, we can put them
Right.
together so they're not barking at each other through the fence. That's what
Yeah.
Chief Dominguez actually,
Right.
gives.
Pomeranians,
Mhm.
they
So-
can share
He said they don't bark at each other if they're together. And
Right.
if they're not aggressive towards each other, so
yeah.
they won't be barking at each other constantly.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Okay.
So what I noticed that, what happens in Helotes with Miss Janice, if a store has expired food, they hand it over to the shelters. Is there a way that we can talk to the dollar store and ask them if they do have any expired food that they can't sell?
That, you would have to get that run through a nonprofit. We are not this is not, if they want to make donations, sure. If you want to see if they'll donate to the Helotes Humane Society and ask Janice if we can use some of that food, you can. But we're not a nonprofit, so as far as them donating it to anything, they need to tax write-off for it. So I don't know about
Unless
that.
they didn't want the tax write-off.
Unless, right, you can ask them if they'd be willing it to donate to people that are fostering, sure.
Okay,
But that's how come she gets stuff, is because they're a nonprofit.
Right.
right. So how do we set up our facility to be a nonprofit with some money?
That's not
You're not
the,
gonna do it.
that's not the goal.
Okay,
Now, if somebody wanted to set up an outside nonprofit, not related to the city, and then be the volunteers, that group was the volunteers, or some of the volunteers, to assist in the facility, and they take the
the donations.
the donations, that would be workable
Like, that's
too,
how
but
Wilson
that's an
County works.
outside group.
Like, Wilson County, Floresville has a pound, okay? And they have dogs there. Brandy Barnett and Elena Berlinga run Wilson County No-Kill Shelter. So they are the nonprofit. They started that. So they take dogs from Floresville or other shelters in Wilson County, and that's how that works. So if someone wanted to set that up, some kind of rescue out here to do that, then yes, that would work. But as far as like,
Or to be friends of.
right, and we
create
can
a
work in
503c.
coordination with placing dogs here and working with them, that can be done, yes, but that's not what's,
And I think Atascosa has the same, because I know he
they
said
do,
that he
it's
has-
Tri-City Animal Sanctuary, Vicki Eckert is who
Right.
does that.
That's it.
Because he also said that he's got like an adoption coordinator. I guess they. do
Yes, they have they have that stuff there.
Okay. Because that would be something that I want to at least look into and learn about. As like, if this facility does primarily the dogs, and I primarily work with the cats, and set up like a nonprofit for like the cats, similar to what Miss Janice does, because that's who I work through, that's what I'm familiar with.
Right.
But, doing that as a nonprofit.
That would be, if that's something that you wanted to take in, that way you took in the cats, then that would be something for your personal, yes.
Right.
But as far as right now, how it's coordinating is any cats that get picked up, we foster them and then I place them with the rescue.
Okay.
So that's how we're placing animals right
So
now.
that's similar to what I do with Miss Janice. I pick up the cats, I foster them.
And she sponsors your cat for you.
Yep, and then they get adopted through her.
Right.
Events through Petco
Right.
and stuff like that. Have we thought about setting up with Petco at
City base.
City Base for like a weekend or so? We take some
Well,
of our
we
puppies.
still have not finalized our adoption paperwork. We're still trying to find fosters and get the building set up.
And I
It's-
could get an adoption agreement
Right.
from, a sample from Chief Dominguez.
Right.
So we could probably use something like that. He said that they don't have an application, they just have an agreement. He said your application is $100 bill.
We need to get one from Janice then.
Just a copy.
Yeah,
to show
just a
you
copy.
what she
Right.
asked.
Application. And
Yeah.
maybe their agreement
Yeah.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
Cause what we do is we take it, like she said, we got the cat and they adopt the cat right then and there. And we make sure that they have a vet on hand. The cats are already spayed, neutered, chipped,
Vetted.
and rabied, right, before they even get out of our hands. And then they pay for that right then there on the spot, and then they take the cat home, or the dog home, either one. But we don't give out a cat or a dog and let them decide to take it to a vet whenever they want to.
Yeah, we,
No.
we do that all on our.
Yeah.
That's what we've been doing. I
Okay.
agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because there's no guarantee that the owner will actually take it to a vet to get
Yeah.
it done.
Which creates a second
know
visit
that-
from,
Yeah.
It takes time.
I know with Atascosa, what they do is they don't do any of that. And what they created, the $100 bill gives you a voucher
right,
to take it to Brooks to get spay or neutered and vaccinated. And that's about $75, he said, and then the $25 goes to the shelter, basically. So they have vouchers that then when they turn in the voucher to, like Brooks, for example, then Brooks sends the voucher back, so that way they know that they need to be billed. So of that 100, $75 of it goes to Brooks. Or if it's already a spay or neutered animal, then they give them a voucher for a local vet down there. It's a $15 voucher to get shots, yeah.
Okay.
one of the benefits of doing the vouchers is that then the person getting the dog, adopting the dog, already is familiar with the vet
Yeah.
and has gone through. I know we did that when we adopted our dog. You know, we got a voucher, we had to take it to the vet, and had to have certain shots and Bordetella or whatever it was, and all those basic things done. It had already been spayed and neutered.
Yeah.
The downfall with
But
that
still.
is if you do that and you tell them they have to get it done, then
And they
you're
don't.
having manpower to follow up that they did get it done. Because, I mean, when your voucher comes back, that's proof it got done, obviously.
Right.
But
And
you
if they
still have to have a
don't,
follow-up
The
process.
animal's still in jeopardy though. If you send
Right.
an animal not vetted already out the door.
right.
Yeah.
And then if it's not, and then
Yeah,
if there's
that's
a
not,
follow-up
in my
meeting,
opinion, not an ideal way
Well,
to
I think the
handle.
animal's
I
more
agree.
attractive once all that's done. Let
Right.
your animal take it home.
Right.
Right, and in the contract though, like when you adopt an animal from ACS, in the contract you have 30 days to take it to the vet in case there's other health things wrong with it. That way you can't come back and say, oh, well, I adopted this dog, why didn't you tell me it had a heart murmur? Well, they're not gonna do that. That's why the contract says you gotta take it to the vet.
right.
And the
And
other thing
ours
with
Ours is
It's 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
within a month.
Ours was 15 days.
Okay.
But they also don't take their animals to the vet. If it's got a problem, it gets put down.
Who?
Atascosa.
Oh, yeah, no. This whole ordeal with this gentleman is not something I subscribe to personally. Now does he have great ideas? It's just not how
Yeah.
I'm aware of.
I like some of his ideas.
Some of
but
them-
the
some of
ones
them
where
were-
he said they don't have dogs with problems because if the dog comes or cat comes in with a problem, it gets euthanized.
Right.
They
Well,
don't
because
have
the money, it's all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think didn't the advisory council already feel that no kill is the way the city wanted to go?
That's what we had voted on, I thought.
Unless absolutely necessary.
Well, unless like that tumor hanging
Well,
off
yeah.
that cat's
Yeah, that's
tail.
different.
I mean, you know,
Yeah. I mean,
there's
you're
some
only
things.
gonna want to spend so much money on an animal that.
Right.
Put one down too, just a feral cat,
Right.
cause we took her in, they cleaned her up and everything, sent her back to us, and then 2 months later, we're taking her down to ACS and found out she had cancer.
Right.
So we had to
So-
put her down.
San Antonio Humane Society shaved around her ear because she was missing her ear and there was a abscess. And they
So-
gave her an antibiotic shot, said that she's good to go. We released her back. And then we're watching her and it's like, no. So
It's
we
getting worse.
decided to take her to ACS. And they told me she had cancer that was eating around her ear. So we
That's
had-
funny that they diagnose that when they don't send off biopsy and skin scrapes. It's kind of hard to do that.
Right?
but whatever.
So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
We picked
But-
one up last week that was being starved. And we took it down to Oak Hills, and I mean, he was pretty skinny. I mean, like bones out the hips and everything. And I said, just put it down. Because the amount of money we would have put into even making it available to foster.
Those are special occasions.
Yeah.
And he was dog
That-
aggressive.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
And a lot of those are issues that are going to kind of come about with the shelter
Right.
rather than the Animal
we do
Control
still have two
Advisory
on the
Committee.
A puppy
And the pretty one?
and a pretty one. Well, the puppy's pretty too.
Here,
Well, I haven't seen it. I don't know what the puppy looks like.
You have
Do you have a current picture of the bigger one
Yeah, I have a video.
you sent to me?
That was pretty.
So, do we have a Facebook page for our new shelter? Because I know there's a Hello to Humane Society page, and I think I made her mad. You go on to Sandy Oaks Humane Society's page,
Oh, Lord.
and all it is just political.
Oh, you don't know her real well, do you?
No, I only met her once, but that's fine. But I made a comment.
I know who it is.
I was just asked to take over that page.
I saw that. You did?
And,
Okay.
and the thing is, they're not going to like it because if I take over that page, it is
Right.
only going to be animal control
Yes.
or animal.
So that's not a real. That
information.
page is not a real. Has nothing to do with us.
Right.
Right.
No, that has to do with that
If
woman.
you take
Yes.
it over, could you remove my
But as a
tax
person,
information, please?
I think I'm going to do it just for specific things that have been posted that don't need to be there.
but yeah, when we first came here and we were trying to find resources for these animals around here, I came on that page and I'm like, this has nothing to do. We were confused. Is there a humane society? Is there not a humane society? What is going on? And it just went on the back burner and I forgot about it.
That's where it needs to stay, sister.
But
Don't
I
mess
was
with
wondering-
that. Don't mess with that.
Right.
Yeah.
CJ, you should just start one all fresh.
Yes.
I'm thinking of that because frankly, I don't want to be involved in that
So
disaster.
can we make a Facebook page so people that are either new or looking for a shelter or?
And strictly be a shelter.
But we're not gonna, the thing is that we're not going to take in any.
Right.
Right.
Just like the
But for
pound.
adoptions. and-
Well, we could,
can post-
sorry,
Go ahead.
but we could also post the events that's coming up, that, you
Yeah.
know.
Right.
And
So-
hey, this puppy is now for adoption, and do a little picture and a little bio of the little puppy.
But we do that on the website already, but people really don't like the website.
But it would be
so
good to
Facebook
have
would
them
be
in
cool.
both.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
But that would be more of a discussion for
City council.
the shelter and it would have to go by city council.
Okay.
Yep.
And you have to remember, if it's a city page, if it's a city-sponsored page, you cannot delete a thing. So
No.
it probably have to be ran by someone in the city, because
Oh, yes.
you can't delete.
You'd be better off making something personally and sharing the animals that are here. Because I can tell you, trying to do something through the city like that is gonna make
Okay.
you delete it real quick.
Now again, not going back to Atascosa, but I'm going back to Atascosa. He's got one as well, and he said he has it set up where no one can post anything. You can comment on things.
Right.
You can't post things.
Oh, right.
So I asked him, well, when do you get in, what about a situation where, like we have, someone that knows it all or wants to get political? And he said, you just read it and leave it. Eventually someone comes in and just either says, come on, let's keep this positive, or, that's irrelevant, or whatever the case may be. He can't delete it. He understands he can't delete it. But he doesn't allow anyone to post on it even, just comment. So
Right.
that's a way to set up a city page too. But again, if anyone's an administrator, it's with the knowledge that
So
you
all I
cannot
have to do
delete.
is like set up a separate Facebook.
But don't use Sandy Oaks,
Right.
name, right?
I mean, you can make a Facebook page that says "Save Sandy Oaks Dogs." Make that your
Or
page.
Save Sandy Oaks
Or-
Animals or
and
whatever.
whatever
Right.
that you want
It
to.
needs
Okay.
to have a blurb on it that it is not.
That-
and I think
yes.
There's something I can get from the attorney
Okay.
that says, probably on the front page that this is not affiliated
With-
with the council or something,
Okay,
like
yeah.
I said, it's got the
Right.
verbiage on it.
Okay.
So if you set it up, let me know and I can ask the attorney for the correct verbiage.
Okay.
Good, yeah, and I think Facebook will be a good outlet for us to use.
And that would be something for somebody, I just just dawned on me that would be for somebody other than, Catherine's right, other than the city or city council member. Yeah.
Now, employees, you can make, like, if you wanted Chris to be be able to do something on the page, or.
You can make him an admin on your page, that way he can post the animals he picks up or.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You can have.
Like ACS has that, they have people that go, and that's what they do, is to take videos and posts of the dogs that are there and plead for help for them.
Do
Right.
you know Miss Fumiko
I do.
of ACS?
Community cat program?
Yes, I like her. I was wondering, since they don't have like a, this being like a pound thing, we can have somebody volunteer to be a community cat person coordinator for the people that are living here. So, like what I do, somebody's complaining about they have 5 or 6 cats that are breeding, they can contact one of us, we can go out there, we can trap them, take them to ACS, get them fixed, but still bring them back.
Yeah.
And then just have a coordinator at the pound that can communicate and coordinate with the volunteers that we have for trapping. So would that be a possibility?
That would be a TNR, that would be part of
That's,
TNR.
yeah, if you want to, I don't know that we would have to have a person at the pound, you would just have to text Fumiko. If do you have vouchers? Has she given you vouchers? If that is something that y'all wanted to take on and you coordinate that with Chris or however we want to have like a TNR program here, yes, but as far as like having somebody, I mean, all you need is Fumiko's number
Contact and vouchers.
and the vouchers and take them.
I personally have that, and that's
Right.
how I've been TNRing the cats around our house and down the street.
Right.
So,
Around the corner.
but yeah,
I got some.
you did? Okay, good.
No, I mean, I've got some that
You got
needs to
some
be
cats?
TNR'd.
It needs to take in.
Yeah, I mean, totally, since you already have that, if that's something that you wanted to take on and manage the TNR thing and get some volunteers so y'all can set the traps and take them, and then you could be the contact to Fumiko as far as, because if you pick up an injured one, you have to call her ahead of time and let her know.
And we've done that a couple times already.
Right. So she can tell you when, what day to bring them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's because you already have her information and she already knows you, it'd be easier on Fumiko versus having to explain to somebody why she only works like that.
Okay.
Totally.
With the Feral Cat Coalition, I know they do free classes on how to trap. So the TNR class, and they normally have it in town at a library somewhere. I was wondering if
They won't come here.
they will not.
Nope.
We
I already tried.
Really?
Yeah, she said if you cannot guarantee the amount of people that are going to come, she's not going to send volunteers out to set up the class. So if you want to hold a class, I can give a class on how to TNR.
Okay.
Because that's what I was just going to say.
I can get resource material from San Antonio Feral Cats to provide there.
Right.
But as far as like how there's a certain group of ladies that give the class.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
No.
already tried.
Okay.
And the president was like, no.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Because I know how to do the TNRing, but I don't know how well I'll be able to do a class about it. So.
Oh, yeah,
but-
well, that's easy. Yeah,
Okay.
no, if you want to have one, we can set up to have a class.
I think if
Yeah,
we
later
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Once we
Later
get all
on,
this going
after-
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
I'll be interested in either helping or hosting a class and
Right.
getting more people on that Feral Cat Coalition list. So if they do TNR, they can go to Brooks, pay their $20, get the cat fixed, versus $79 at the other clinic.
right, and especially for a
that's-
feral cat, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So that's something that we were going to put out for our pet event day, is enlisting people who'd be interested. So like if you want to head up the TNR thing, recruiting
Okay.
people, what do you need? Tell me what you need at your house. Do you need TNR? What do you see? Stuff like that. Getting people's information so we could make the system a little bit more efficient.
I will definitely be interested in helping the community cat. That is my whole thing around my little house that I got going on, and that's what brought me here.
Right.
So
No, that
that's-
would be great.
And if Sandra has cats already that need
Yes.
trapped, there you go.
We
yeah,
were
we've been working with her,
That's
too.
why I told her about
Actually, the lady that lived catty corner from me, she had she's got a feral cat colony. So even though that the land, the house is kind of with the bank, I've just got the gate looped, and I'm bringing the food bowls closer.
We're trying to move the whole colony
Colony. I
see
away
what you're
from the
saying.
house.
Move
And
it
so
in.
right now they're still just inside the fence, and I'm going to get a mowed area. But the thing of it is, there's you're a house, you're a vacant lot, and you're her property. On the vacant lot, it goes down a small hill, and it comes up, and it butts up behind the park, the whole park, and even her property does. So they're hiding out in trees. And by the way, we have a deer. Found that out Tuesday.
Somebody said in the park there was a deer a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, here's the thing. Tuesday morning, my dogs are going, what the hell? And I looked and I went, I don't have my glasses on. I want to make sure I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing. So I took my shades off, put the glasses on, walked out, almost got to the fence, and it was a doe. About like this. And
Pretty cool.
dogs are going, nee. And she went pop, 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 hopped across the street, went through the field and back. But I do have the old man Charlie and Ginger. They automatically just bring their asses on over
Because
and
we're trying to
feed
move the
this-
colony
so-
to Miss Sandra's house.
But in the meantime, I've got a tomcat and about 3 or 4 ladies, and one just had kittens.
And
Right.
I have only 2 cages that I
Yeah.
personally have through Helotus. They've been letting me borrow them. So I'm working on buying my own. But I know Mickey said that she has some on order, and they are the True Catch cages. ACS had an incident on Saturday where one of the cats got loose and went up to somebody's engine because they had it in a silver trap with
The spring loaded.
Yeah.
Yes, it got out through those cages, so they have requested not to use those cages. They only like the True Catch.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
They had to sedate the cat to get it out of the engine.
Yep. That poor kid. But they reiterated to the rest of us that use the True Catch,
That's what.
not the spring-loaded silver ones. So
So we are trying to do an event on the 28th too?
of August
Sep-
or September.
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 So that date that Dr. Bowman said that they can
Uh-huh.
come, yeah, that's our tentative. That's what, we were waiting for a vet to come to our pet event day.
Right.
So since that's the day she can come, it would be our tentative date.
Do you
Okay.
guys want to share a little bit about what you were going to put out at the event and what we've already ordered? The banners.
Well, we
and
have
the
a banner
logo
and
the other thing was the,
Can-
I forgot, the what?
The canopy?
The
We need to
canopy.
buy a canopy, and we need to design the banner.
I thought we designed the banner.
Oh, and the newsletter was the other thing. We did design the banner.
We did design the
We
banner.
did design the banner already.
Now we did the part on the newsletter.
And the discussion on the newsletter.
That was about vaccinations.
And what time was we thinking on starting? Because she said at 12:30, was we gonna do something a little earlier than that, or?
Well, we can set up and like probably have some games and just a bunch of resource information like about TNR. People
Get ready for it too, like start lining people up.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Start doing the
Putting people in
applications,
line.
get the information.
Right.
Should we have a sign-in sheet for people so they can just sign a sheet and then keep order instead of just standing in the line?
Probably not. They need to stand in line because trying to get people's attention out there
It's pretty hard.
is probably going to be hard. So they're going to have to wait in line and hold it till they get there. What else did we talk about? It's mostly resource information, like on vaccines, zoonotic diseases, Huh?
Parvo?
Yes.
Parvo,
And the neighborhood.
rabies.
That's the first
Right.
newsletter, right? Was the
Yes.
Parvo or the
Is
vaccination?
Parvo and vaccinations is the first newsletter.
Now, a lot of my issues with the cats, medically wise, is a lot of ringworm. Do we have any pamphlets or stuff
I
out
can
there
get that for you.
about ringworm and
Mhm.
mange?
And mange.
Those are the two that have been rampant this year with fosters.
Mhm.
And but my first year of fostering, we had ringworm galore throughout
Right.
our whole litter. So if we can get information about that, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
No, I work at a vet office, and so I kind of have like a ton of stuff that I can
Okay.
bring
Awesome.
for everybody to see, to recognize what's what, and not to freak out and stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's kind of the point. Kind of make it fun, a few
Right.
games. Yeah, man.
So what time do y'all want us to all meet here then?
Well, let's get it approved first.
Okay.
And then we'll put it on the agenda for the next time, and then and then go from there.
Okay.
Like define some more what we want to do
Okay.
for sure. But once that date gets approved, and then we'll put it on the agenda. So, and if there's things to discuss as well, the agenda has to be published the Friday before our meeting.
Okay.
So
By
the-
6:30.
by
By what time, Catherine?
Catherine
6:30?
usually sends out a text. I'm sure she'll put you on the group text. And so if there's anything you would like to discuss,
For agenda.
you gotta add it on there. If it's not on the agenda, we can't talk about it.
That's
Now,
why
one
we
of
kept
the-
this one kind of generic.
Yeah, that's why
so
we-
that we could discuss some things.
Yeah.
One of the really big things is that we stay in communication with each other.
Yep.
About things that we do or
Whatever project you take
discuss
on, like if you're
or-
taking on the TNR project, you gotta kind of keep us all in the loop. It's all, that way we all know we aren't, no other person's working harder than the next, and guest isn't using his time to look for resources for the cats. You've got that handled. We're going to depend on you for that, and he's going to, work on whatever project he took on.
That, and we have to be careful how, we put things out there or we put it out publicly, whether it be next door or on Facebook, if we're on any pages, SOS or any of the other lost and found, anything like that about, what
It has
we-
to be worded appropriately. So if you have any question, you can always text me. And
Yeah, we
that-
just lean on each
that-
other that way, just to
Yeah.
make sure, does this sound okay, or do
'Cause you
we
can't- you
really,
can't
is
be-
it safe to put this out without causing any kind of, conflict
Right.
or repercussion, for the city or anything?
Okay.
We just really.
So I can shoot you say, hey, can you wordsmith this? And then,
Absolutely. Me or Chris. Chris is not available to his phone as much during the day if he's real busy.
right.
But, or does he doesn't answer it all the time when you text him?
Here we know.
Watch out now. All right.
Or just the open text to the group,
Yeah, are you,
like I have the
yes,
whole group on
like you
here,
can, like,
so-
we'll add you to the group text, but I mean, yeah, you can always message
If I
me.
can get your guys' information before we leave, that'd be perfect.
That's Catherine.
Did I share their information?
Oh, I don't know.
No, but it would be good if you two,
If you will.
Sandra.
If you will.
No. No, okay.
And usually if you could get her through me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Laura,
Alright.
is yours just Laura dot, is it POTUS or POTUS?
Post.
That's at gmail.com?
No, it should be, yeah, no, it's 64 in there somewhere.
All I got was Laura dot POTUS. Which one's Laura, you?
Me.
Oh, okay. Must be your birth year.
Huh?
Is that your birth year?
64? Yeah.
Mine too.
Oh, youngsters.
I'm older than that.
Listen, in 64, I was 16.
I was younger than that, but. Okay, so we'll pass this around. You all can put it in your phones if you want, or do you want me to just send it to you?
It's right here, just like
Okay.
Yeah, just text me, hey, I'm so-and-so from Animal Council, and then I'll save it.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say too, if you
I'm a-
check, could everybody like put their name, cause I see a bunch of numbers, I don't know if it's the
Why don't
same
you have my
one.
number saved in your phone?
I never got it.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the
I had to
thing
ask.
is-
I will put my name. I don't even think I have your number.
I put Gus.
Well, text me.
How about I text everyone?
With names? Yeah. Yeah, that's what you did for me.
I think I sent you contacts.
I don't have 6
Right.
right now. So, it's gonna be wait.
Let me know when you find it, Lois. I'm not gonna share your information till I know for sure.
What else?
I
Other
think
other things
I'm-
y'all want to share?
I think that's it. That's it for me. Y'all have any more questions? No? No?
Oh, does anybody want to go with me to the animal shelter? Not animal shelter, but the facility they have in Anacostia County?
When?
Whenever. You can set up a date.
I'll go with you.
What's your
Set up the
objective?
date.
Get more information, look at the procedures, and ask questions.
Depends on when you go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We can set it up whenever. Saturdays.
Okay, so look, Saturdays are better for me, but except this really the rest of this month. But I'm going. Maxie's going to Ohio to school, and so I'm leaving the 16th, and I won't be back to the 20th. So that whole weekend is a no-go for me. But I can do any weekend after. I can do before. Just let me know. Yeah, I'll go with you.
What is that? What date? What?
Well, we're setting up a date right now. So, today's the 5th, Monday. I don't have the calendar in front of me.
This next Saturday is the 10th. Yep.
No, Saturday, 10th, 17th, and, you're leaving the 16th.
Yes, I'm leaving the 16th in the evening.
So the
So that
10th,
means-
you want to do the 10th at,
But I mean, if that's all he can go, then if Julie's going, she can give me the heads up. For me to go, it's just more because I'm nosy. Do I know how to set up a shelter and do that stuff kind of already? Yeah. But I mean, I'm curious to see what he's got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
okay, the 10th, any specific time? You want to meet up here and then go over there?
Morning is better.
Mornings? Okay.
Well, how early? Or
9, 10?
My day starts at 6, so you
I start
guys.
at 2:30.
Whatever.
Hey, 9. AM or PM?
It's far better probably to
Julie
go
can't do the
8
10th.
p.m.
No, not the 10th.
We can't do it on a Sunday?
We can do it on Sunday if they let us.
If the shelter,
But they always have it open, so I mean,
We can go whenever.
yeah, I just have to
Sunday?
coordinate with Chief Dominguez.
Sunday the 11th.
Sunday the 11th
Sunday the
is good.
11th is good.
Sunday the 11th.
Because then that will free me up
In the
to drop
morning?
off some of your kids
What
at
time in the morning?
Yeah,
shelter on Saturday.
We can meet at.
8. Meet here at 8. Be there by 9
Do I have to ride? I'm driving myself.
or whatever. I mean,
I'll ride with you.
I just want to meet here so people.
Right.
Right. So we know. Right.
Yeah, last time I came
Alright.
here and no one was here, and I was like, well, I guess I'll go home. So I went home.
So Sunday,
For what?
August
What are you
11th
doing?
at
We're
8
gonna go
a.m.
look at what facility was it?
The Atascosa.
No, the last time with the mayor.
When we went out to Kirby,
We
Yeah,
went to
Kirby, yeah.
Kirby.
you came up here.
I came over here and I was like,
Oh, we went.
We went. We
there.
left you.
yeah.
Julie and I went together. Sorry, Chris.
Would have been nice if we met up, but okay.
Okay, so we want to meet here
Let's adjourn the
Sunday,
meeting and
August
then we'll go with
11th
this. real quick.
at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
How about everyone's got a pen and paper, just